Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jason from Dropshipping University. If you guys haven't noticed, I have rebranded my channel as the Bearded Dropshipper. So unfortunately, I won't be able to shave my beard anytime soon. But if you guys like the new name, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell notification so you get notified every single time I put out new content just like this. I hope you guys are excited for this episode because we're going to be going over a list of over 250 wholesale suppliers, US-based wholesale suppliers that you can access today for free. That's right, 100% free. I have not told anybody about this secret, so make sure to stay all the way through this video where I'm going to show you the tricks of the trade and how to filter out these results to best fit your business. Also guys, check down in the description below where I have a link to my new Instagram channel where I post brand new content every single day, all kinds of dropshipping tips, even some motivation every single day. Make sure to give that a follow. Without further ado, we're going to get right into my computer. I'm going to show you the software and the list of suppliers that you guys can use for your own wholesale dropshipping business today. Okay guys, so here we are inside my computer, and again, before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because there's really nobody out there putting out this information like this. So here we are. This is Inventory Source. I've never really talked about Inventory Source, and what Inventory Source is a automation software that plugs into multi-channel. So you can actually plug this into Shopify, Walmart, Jet.com, Amazon, eBay, all types of sales channels, and it will connect into your store on whatever platform you're selling. So for the purpose of eBay, this can directly plug into your eBay API, and it can monitor the stock, and it can also monitor price of your wholesale supplier. So that's really key, is that this tool is a specific tool for wholesale dropshipping. That's really what it specializes in. They do not have really any retail dropship suppliers on here, and that's why I love it so much, because they've carved out kind of a niche in the market, and I love wholesale dropshipping. So this is the company that I really use a lot of. Now, one of the things you're probably going to notice if you go to the pricing page, it can be quite expensive. It's based on how many suppliers you want to integrate into, but the good news here for you today is you do not actually have to pay for anything, because once you sign up with a free account, you will be given access to their supplier directory, and that means you will be given access so you can see all of the wholesale suppliers that they actually have an integration with, and that unlocks some things that we're going to go over in a second here. So just make sure to get started, start a new account. You don't need to put in your credit card information, and then once you're inside with your free account, you're going to go over to the left hand side where you'll see the supplier directory. This is the supplier directory page, and you'll see it starts out with the default filters as featured and by most popular. Now, Inventory Source obviously wants to push its own aggregator, and that's what US Direct is. That is a dropship aggregator that Inventory Source owns themselves, and you really don't want to be dealing with dropship aggregators. As I've talked about in the past, the dropship aggregators are mostly just a middleman that makes you pay either a subscription fee or higher dropship fees than if you were to go directly to the wholesale supplier or the manufacturer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of filter out the parameters that we want. So the first thing that you'll see on the left hand side is the product catalog, and usually I just do doesn't matter. You can filter it by public category or public catalog or private catalog. A private catalog would be like a gated wholesale portal that the general public could not see those items. It's obviously better, but again, we don't want to put too many filters into place. Right now we have 246, and this is as of April 2020. They have 246 integrations with suppliers, so it's quite a lot, and a lot of other software really don't connect with that many. And you guys probably know from the retail dropshipping world that the main ones only connect with a handful, maybe 5 to 10 suppliers, and everybody's using them. So with this amount of suppliers that we can integrate with, it really gives us a lot of options when we want to use suppliers that are maybe less known, and we can get better profit margins with less competition. That's really what we want to do here. So automation available, I always leave it as default, doesn't matter, but you can filter it by these things such as inventory sync, order routing, shipping tracking, stuff like that. They do have more advanced plans on Inventory Source that can do auto ordering for you, and that's going to be a full integration that you have to pay more for, but it solves all of your issues from end to end, from the ordering, repricing, and stock monitoring, which really covers all your bases. The location right here, I want to filter it by USA because I don't want to be dealing with wholesale suppliers from the UK or Australia. But if you're in those markets, maybe you want to use those suppliers, so you would leave it as is. So we have it located in the United States, and ships to, we'll leave that as doesn't matter. Data feed quality, this would be something that you could really play around with, map pricing, weights, attributes, but again, none of that really matters too much. We're just trying to find some information. We're really in the preliminary steps, the preliminary stages of finding these wholesale suppliers. And what we're going to do from here is just make a list of potentially viable wholesale suppliers and go directly to their website. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Down here, there's just the different categories or industries. So if you have a specific niche that you want to sell in, this is what you do: is you come down here and choose one of these niches. So general merchandise, home decor, marine products, for example, those would be specific niches. But we have it filtered right now pretty generally, and we're just going to go through it. So most popular, again, most popular is usually the lowest hanging fruit. So when I see most popular, I usually go the opposite way. You could filter it by least popular. You could also filter it by newest, which could be an interesting little thing to do, because the newest ones would probably mean that there's less other people who are using inventory source that are integrated with them currently. And from here, what you do is, let's say, all right, this company looks interesting. Superior Marketing or Oasis Supply, they're a game and party supplies store. You can see exactly how many products. 1,715 is not that many products, but one thing I've learned in this industry, guys, is the number of SKUs or available inventory to dropship is not the most important thing. The most important thing is going to be their shipping and handling time, their competitive pricing, and their return policy. Those things are much more important than how many items they have. So if you click here, it will bring up this supplier, and you can actually see the SKUs of the products that they sell. And from here, you could do more research and put in the UPCs, for example. This company doesn't even have the UPCs listed, but you could put those UPCs on eBay and try to find other sellers who are selling them, giving you proof of concept that somebody else is making sales on these products, and this might be a good supplier to go and get a wholesale contract with and get approved and then resell their products. So there's certain strategies that you can do before actually getting an approval with them that'll save you a lot of time, right? Because you don't want to be linking up with a wholesale supplier that nobody else is selling any of the items from, because it's probably going to mean that you're going to have to spend a lot more time introducing those products to market. Also, if somebody else is already currently selling those products pretty well, that probably means that they have competitive pricing and brands that are allowed to be resold on marketplaces. So let's go back for a second, and that's one thing I also wanted to show you guys. You can filter along the left hand side here by allows marketplaces, so supplier type. And allows marketplaces is something that I definitely would say is a smart idea to do, because what Inventory Source and the staff at Inventory Source have done is they've preliminarily kind of vetted out these suppliers for us, and that tells us if the support people at that wholesale supplier have allowed us or have policies allowing us to resell their products onto marketplaces. And sometimes, so take this with a grain of salt, sometimes these wholesale suppliers will allow you to resell it on Amazon, or they might allow you to resell it on eBay, or vice versa. And even sometimes they won't allow you to sell it on any marketplaces, which I talk about. There's a link right here if you want to see that. So those are things that you want to consider, because if you're just going to try to resell these products and the wholesale supplier does not allow you to resell it on marketplaces, you're wasting your time, and you're probably breaking the contract that you signed when you get signed up with them. So the information on each one of these, again, is what Inventory Source has done. I've seen some discrepancies and some contradicting things between what Inventory Source says right here. When you go to becoming a reseller, it kind of gives you directions and it gives you some policy information. Also, it gives contact information, which is always great. I definitely advocate for you guys to call the wholesale supplier to make sure that they do allow reselling on marketplaces, that they have true wholesale pricing, that they have warehouses that actually stock the products, and they're not another middleman in the supply chain. So what we could do here is we could just press right here, website. That'll take us to this company's website, Inland Empire Safety and Supply. You can see that number should match up down here. We can see their policy page, which somewhere in here should have a dropshipping policy page or something about dropshipping, and I'm not seeing that. Let's go back. We can see reseller info and help setup, and this is going to not really help us. This looks like FlexPoint, which is a new version of inventory source. It's a more premier enterprise level of inventory source, so perhaps they only integrate with that. So let's go back and let's try to find some more suppliers that we could work with. Now, I'm not necessarily discounting them as a viable supplier, but what you want to do is really go through this and put them into a list so that you can then follow up with them and rank order them based on how good of a supplier they potentially are. So let's see, Torqued. This is an automotive products dealer, and we can see they've got racing helmets. You can also see on the left hand column we have all of the different categories that they sell in. Let's see here. So this is going to be their website. You would never find a website like this on Google. You know, it's just not going to rank very well. Torque.io, it's, you know, you're just very, very seldom are you going to find any websites like that. Here's some policies. Here's their contact. We can check them out, and I would definitely say to do your diligence and check all of these pages, because when they got onboarded with Inventory Source, that could have been, you know, months ago or even years ago in some cases, and their policies may have changed. So you want to make sure that you know exactly how this company is dealing. So we see right here, this is their click to apply. So this is going to get you a wholesale agreement form, and here it is, dealer inquiry. You're going to put in some basic information. They're probably going to ask you where you plan on selling these products. You can see right here that they do endorse Inventory Source, which is cool. You also get a discount from Inventory Source with them. That's also cool. I will drop a link down in the description because I have a better discount promo for you guys if you are interested in the paid for version of Inventory Source, which is not necessary, but again, if you guys want to, you can. So real quickly, again, to recap, you can see all of these suppliers in their supplier directory. You can filter by many filters. We can see the products. So once you see the products from these wholesale suppliers, you can go and put the UPCs in on the marketplaces to get the proof of concept that somebody else is selling these products, and it's probably going to be worth your time if they're selling a large volume of those items. You can then go in and snipe them. We can also see all of the products on a product level view. So if you know a UPC, MPN, or SKU, you can put that right in here, and it will come up in Inventory Source's system if there's a supplier that is integrated with Inventory Source that has that UPC, MPN, or SKU. So you get a match, and it makes our process of item research and supplier research so much easier. And again, you do not have to pay for anything. This is completely free. All you have to do is get started with a free account. It's really awesome. You guys should play around with this and check out. There's so many different categories, so many different niches and industries, and I am integrated with tons of these suppliers. I've gotten accepted with many wholesale suppliers through this exact method. So check this out, guys. So there you have it. That is a high-level overview and the breakdown of the supplier directory within Inventory Source. It's one of my favorite tools. And again, guys, you do not have to pay for anything. That's completely up to you, but the link is down in the description if you want to get a promo, a discount off of it every single month. That would be the paid for version of Inventory Source. Again, you do not have to do that. All you have to do is get that free account and you'll be up and running in no time. You can check all of these different products, all of these different suppliers, and then go directly to their website and get approved to be a reseller if your wholesale application gets approved. So if you guys like this content, again, smash that like button, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and check down in the description for my new Instagram. I have a ton of exclusive content in there. I post every single day, a lot of motivation, a lot of tips that I don't talk about anywhere else. So be sure to give that page a follow. Make sure to come back next time with any questions questions that you have about inventory source. I'm thinking about making a follow-up to this where I'm going to show maybe how to snipe based off of the products list within inventory source. And again, you won't have to pay for anything. So let me know if you guys want to see something like that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.